Welcome in, everybody. It's so great to see you all. Thank you so much for tuning in to Good Vibes with Greeg. My name is Greg, but friends call me Greeg, and you can too. but, so I guess the reason why I wanted to begin this kind of show is because we're so bombarded with all these different sources, all these different mediums in which we consume ourselves, just as we consume a lot of things that could be detrimental to our body or things that could be good for our body. The same can be said with what we tune into, whether it's on TV, what we read, whether we're doom scrolling on Facebook, TikTok, so on and so forth. It's becoming more abundant that the concept of self-worth, at least in my case, I can only speak for myself, but from what I observe, but it's becoming a lot more difficult to find your self-worth. And at least in recent times, I've definitely had a lot of trouble with resetting my mind, which, that's going to be the next segment here. But basically, I wanted to start this show because I really do believe that it's important to, more or less reset our minds towards a positive direction. And in doing so, we become more productive. And I guess the tone that I'm wanting to incorporate into this is that I want this to be a space for, reflection, a space for encouragement, a space for empowerment, a space for just identifying that, it's absolutely okay to struggle, and it's okay that you made these mistakes, because the reality is what we know is limited and what we don't know is limitless. And we just have to be receptive to, learning, maybe from different perspectives, from different sources, just challenging yourself each day. And we tend to doom scroll on things, whether it be like news or just any kind of media that's that might be filling our head with all kinds of stuff that that may put us in a bad mood. I've been trying to employ a lot of mantras, that kind of serve my mental health well. So I guess the reason why that I really do want to focus on mental health is that it all starts in your thoughts. Now, I don't know who originated this saying, but it's watch your thoughts, they become words, words become actions, actions become habits, habits become character, character becomes your destiny. So it all starts with your thoughts. And so basically, I want to be a resource of just encouraging you guys and empowering you, but not just me to you, but you guys to me as well, and inspire one another. Because my wife's had the best community around when it comes to Twitch, and I just love how everybody has merged with one another, and I love that about everybody in that community. It just makes me happy that everyone is able to come together. I mean, you guys have sincerely given me just hope that there's just a lot more good than there is not. And I just simply want to be a resource that you could all come to and feel that you do have what it takes to overcome what it is that you are currently going through. So, yeah, I mean, I'm essentially winging it. I mean, yeah, I'll be honest. And I'll be honest, several minutes ago, before I started, I was incredibly nervous because I've never been a great speaker on the fly. Yeah, as a voice actor, I've relied on scripts, and then I would just interpret the actionable verbs. But I don't know how to speak on the fly. But I'm kind of getting myself out there. I want to challenge myself because I'm aiming to be a motivational speaker full time, and I want you guys to feel empowered to pursue the greatness that you all are and that you all are capable of being. I want you all to be the best that you can be, period. Regardless of whoever is in competition with you or whoever is in the field. I just want you to feel that regardless of outcome, I don't want you to face any regret. And you shouldn't. You should be proud of the person in the glass every single day. And that's kind of what I want to bring out in this show. So without further ado, that this is basically the premise and the tone of the show. So the next topic that I kind of want to go over is the power of resetting. And it's like I've kind of had a little bit of trouble with this in recent times because it's just been so chaotic. Like, my wife and I just had our first child. I mean, now she is 9 weeks old now, but it's been a lot of adjustment. And suffice it to say, I didn't really allow myself to reset my mind like I had been. More or less, I've fallen off the wagon. But you should not have to wait until like this taught me that you should not have to wait until you're faced with all sorts of challenges, or that you're depressed, or you're anxious about something. You should be conditioning yourself all the time, just as a pro athlete is constantly running drills, lifting weights, trying to stay healthy, stretching. We need to do the same with our mindset. So when to reset your mindset? I mean, it should be all the time. How exactly you would do that? I mean, it just depends. But part of that is like in what kind of music you listen to, or what kind of podcasts you listen to. A lot of gratitude mantras. It just could be something as simple as, thank you for this day, the air that I breathe. Thank you for the roof over my head. Thank you for warm water. My family. Because it's very easy to get suckered in to the things that you don't have, or the people that you don't have, or the person that you don't believe that you are yet. But you should be proud of the person in the glass every day, just like I mentioned a few minutes ago. But anyway, all this to say that it all starts with your thoughts and your mindset. It's like quarterback. Like your brain, your mindset is the quarterback, and if you don't have kind of an optimal shape of your mental health, then that is easily going to cascade to the rest of your team, the rest of your body. And we tend to give ourselves so much clutter in our mind, just like any messy bedroom or living room. We do the same with our mind. Now, we don't have to have a solution to these issues yet. The way to reset, what I like to do, just write the stuff down, just so that way you at least file it. Or just so like it's filed and it's not stuck in your mind. And that's what I started resuming after having becoming a father. So it's been a lot, but I know that you all are capable, and you all should just be proud and be receptive to reflecting and learning new things about yourself, new techniques, adopting new ways in which to just better yourself. So a very common theme that I have heard from all these uplifting videos, these meditation videos that I would listen to, is that in order for something to become second nature, you would have to employ them for 21 days straight. So give it a chance. Pick one thing that you are hoping to do, whether it's read something, more, like be more positive, or, do gratitude mantras. Spend 5 minutes deep breathing. Do it for 21 days. And, it's going to feel, like that you have made like a pretty significant stride in the direction in which you become, and just be able to live the life of your dreams. So, yeah, when to reset the mind and clean your mental and emotional clutter. I mean, don't wait until it's cluttered. Just keep it clean. Keep it clean and keep it in condition. Keep it in the most optimal shape that you possibly can. So, moving on, I've often thought that, like, oh man, my confidence is broken and, like it's shattered. How can I ever get it back? I don't know. I mean, it's a brand new theory, is that I don't think that we ever necessarily lose it or that it's shattered. I believe it's just hidden. It's buried. Because when we're faced with a lot of criticism in the past, and maybe traumatic events, just anything that keeps accumulating, it's like your confidence is in a shoebox of treasures. And like your self-worth is the treasure that you had. And when you are allowing things to constantly bury it, like just bury it in like a wet dirt, and then it rains after a while, it's kind of like a defense mechanism that that you have, like, oh well, I mean, if I open up the box, then it's gonna get dirty again. What's the point? But it's like any muscle, you just got to train it. And it's I firmly believe that if you just dig a little bit, you don't have to open up, that you don't have to expect to regain your confidence. But just as you have maybe in the past questioned your self-worth, maybe question your self-critic. You know you better than anyone. Only you have the clearest vision of what you want to do. And that's something that you really got to keep in mind, that you too can rediscover confidence again. I'm going to tell you a little story. So I'm a professional arm wrestler, and in the past, and I've done it for about on and off for about between 15 and 20 years, but when it came to competitions, I was always so nervous. And to this day, I still do get nervous, but it became so bad that I would set the bar so low in my expectations and just be worried about the outcome of how good I would do, and being able to impress my father, who is my coach, trainer, and a legend in the sport. I want to impress him. Like, I want so bad to have the recognition. But I thought that, hey, if I set the bar low and just kind of stay very humble and under the radar as well as possible, then when I don't do good, it's not going to hurt me as bad, versus me feeling really good and confident. So for many years, I was not confident. I chose not to be confident. And in doing so, over time, I led myself to believe that I don't deserve to be confident. But something just hit me. Like I had what's known as a super match, which is like a best of 5 series against, 2 competitors, as opposed to, a tournament run on a bracket system. But I had a matchup with this guy, and a lot of people thought that I was going to lose. And then I don't know, it's like something hit me. I'm like, wait a minute, this should be insulting. Like this guy is a very formidable competitor, but do they have any idea who I am? But I was listening to something prior to the match of these Olympians that if you run through different scenarios that could go wrong, you're just going to program yourself to believe that one of them is going to happen. So then it just made me realize that I've been setting the expectations low for myself for many years, and I'm still not where I want to be. So that hasn't really helped me. So why not go into it feeling confident? Why not just leave everything on the table and knowing that I've done my very best, and I'm just going to show, and like that's all. Like I'm going to go into it just feeling the very best that I could possibly be that day, and regardless of outcome, it's not going to stop me from continuing to train and compete and travel to all the states, like in the nation, with my father. And you either win or you learn. And so, long story short, I win the match. So I lost the first match. The guy beat me the first match, but then I came back and won the next 3. I didn't panic. I knew what I was going to do next. I wasn't flustered at all. I just like, okay, that's match 1. This is what I'm going to do match 2. So I kind of went off on a tangent here, but what I'm saying is that with confidence, you may not feel, you may not feel it right away, but if you start to question your critic, then I don't know, maybe you have. Maybe you'll realize that, oh, maybe I have what it takes. I don't know. Like, maybe it's not supported by, proof. There's nothing scientific about it. So, but yeah, it's like that particular match that I was talking about, I have never felt anything so, like, liberating. Like, I was the most confident. I was okay with whatever happened, and like any hecklers or whatever, like I brushed them off. Like I was okay with speaking up to like the ref or speaking up to just anybody. I don't know. I felt different, and it was great. But anyway, so all this to say that you this is exactly why that you need to start training your mind to be in more optimal shape, to give you the tools to recover regardless. I mean, confidence shouldn't be outcome based. It should be, wow, I get to do this. This is amazing, and I've worked my ass off for this, and so I can't wait to show how much that I have. That I have improved, or that how much strides that I overcame. I can't words today, but anyway, so that's my take on the confidence. Like you just gotta dig a little bit. Just keep digging one at a time, and you may just see the surface of the shoebox. Maybe you can't open it yet. That's okay. Keep digging from other angles. And that's all there is to it. I have faith in you. So let's see. Mental diet is going to be the next segment. So, like, just as we could feed ourselves like with junk or vegetables, it definitely reflects on how we feel. So, when it comes to incorporating some certain things for your mind. I mean, there are many, many, many ways of doing it. It's kind of a working progress that I'm trying to compile, but I'm trying to make some pie chart, for lack of a better term. But basically, the literature that you read, the content, the media, like that's one piece. The relationships, like your spouse, your family, your friends, just anybody that is there because they want you to be a better you. Like, are they doing this to, like, are they keeping you down, or are they somebody that kind of nudges you in the direction, that kind of challenges you, but is also understanding of your struggle and checks up on you randomly? Like, those are the relationships that seemingly that they are few and far in between these days, and we need to relish them. We need to value them. So you definitely employ your diet with like very uplifting messages, whether it's you could put something on like a post-it note in your bedroom or in your car, or just recite random gratitude mantras. Like I was saying earlier, thank you for this day, the air I breathe. Just realize that what we know is limited, what we don't know is limitless, and just be proud and be grateful. Hey, I got a running car, or I'm not incarcerated. But even if you are incarcerated and you have the opportunity to listen to this, hey, congratulations, because you are taking the first step in just making a positive, some kind of a positive reflection, positive outcome for yourself or for the people that you love. It could be something as simple as indoor plumbing. That's all. It's all good. Just like just every little thing. It could be junk TV shows, just any kind of guilty pleasure stuff that brings you laughs. Or even though like you may hate going into work on site, you come home and then you see the smiles on your partner's face or your child's face. It keeps you going. So just value those relationships, value the challenges, because you have to slightly get out of your comfort zone in order to start to for lack of a better term, expose any weaknesses, vulnerabilities, but you become fundamentally more sound with all of that. Like, I was frightened to do public speaking, but you get better by just doing it. This is the first time that I'm actually doing a talk show, and I was scared out of my mind, and I feel like I'm just speaking gibberish right now. But that's kind of what it's. But the point I'm trying to make is, like, you only get better by putting yourself out there and just challenging yourself and reflecting and analyzing how this went and how you can better yourself for the next time. If this is something that you really want to do, I mean, don't let yourself stop yourself, and especially don't let anybody tell you otherwise, because like I said before, nobody has your vision. So I guess we're already in the closing thoughts here, but just something that I want to say is that we sometimes have to wing things. Sometimes we dwell on things that we have no control over, and we may have obstacles that we need to handle, but maybe we don't have the mental stamina to handle it right now. So just write it down and don't worry about it at the second. You got to be replenished. You got to be at your best, because your loved ones deserve you at your best. you deserve you at your best. And I think it's very it's very admirable that you want to help others and make others feel better. But I mean, but it's not going to do them any good if you have like a 1/8 full of a glass and you're trying to fill someone else, at the someone else's glass, because you're just going to end up running dry. And you know, better rested people, or people with better rest, become better people. So, but yeah, I mean, closing thoughts are that you deserve to feel your best, and it's not selfish to want to feel your best and to be your best and to take a break from anything that's just not serving you well. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I can't wait to go on to the next episode. What I think I'm gonna do is kind of work a lot more on the mental diet and kind of break that all down a little bit more. That's I think that would behoove everyone. I can't wait. I like doing this. You all are amazing. Thank you all so much. And again, my name is Greg, but friends call me Greeg. You can too. Take care.